On YouTube. What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, Instagram? What's going on, guys?
Whoa, I used to another breath.
I'm out of breath. Ran upstairs. Where's the music at?
Oh, I didn't have any music.
Let's get the music. It's a celebration.
Because my music you didn't want.
Let's get it. What's going on,
Alright,
guys?
so I'm going with this.
While Janoka's finding the music tunes, if you guys are new here, we are the Hard Dogs. We own a seven-figure cleaning business, and our goal is to help you learn how to start and scale a cleaning business without cleaning any houses. And this week we are celebrating 5 years in the business. So over the last 2 years, we always been going live for the entire week. All right, never mind. Turn the music
Now
off.
you don't want
Turn
it.
the music
Exactly.
off.
This is why I didn't have it the last
Turn the
time.
music off. We've been going live the last 2 years for the anniversary of the start of our cleaning business. So we like to go live at least a couple times a week to share the game, to let you guys know what we know, answer questions, to give back to whoever has questions, and to also just celebrate as a whole. Wrap up the music. We're already here. We're already here. Yes, 5 years. So where you want to start at?
Just the beginning, I guess. If you guys have questions, then it's easier if you just put it in the question box. If you on Instagram, I think you press the plus sign at the bottom and question mark. Just put it in there if you have a question. And then on YouTube, you can just write it in the chat and we will answer as we have time. I'll say that. I'm not guaranteeing we're answering everything. As we have time, we'll answer that way. In regards to where we'll start with why the cleaning business, and then we'll go on to speak about how we got started.
And we'll also give you some game as we go along, things we've learned, how we can help you guys too. So before we get started, we are celebrating. We gotta do a cheers, man. We gotta do a cheers. And
you're supposed to drink when
you're supposed to drink, yeah.
Bad luck if you don't.
So what's dope is that our cleaning business is completely remote. So I mean, it's online. So the only way we can really celebrate is online. We started 5 years ago, completely remote. We don't have any offices. We don't own any cleaning supplies. We don't have any employees. So we gotta celebrate with you guys. We gotta celebrate with each other. So 5 years ago, this was just an idea. 5 years ago, this is just an idea. And why do we get started?
So, no, why the cleaning business? First, we need to, I would say, introduce ourselves because you may be new here. You may have no idea who we are. So my name is Janoka, and
I'm Anthony.
Okay. We live in Dallas, Texas, and we've had this business now, as he said, for 5 years. When we started the business, the goal for us was to get out of debt. I don't know if you can read that sign behind us, but we have gotten out of $114,000 of debt in 23 months. And that's why we started the cleaning business. That was the intention, to gain more income to eventually pay off debt, which we were side hustling like crazy, that we didn't end up using the income that we had from the cleaning business either way. But just to overview who we are, both had 9 to 5s. In about 3 weeks, it'll be a year since Anthony retired from his 9 to 5. I still work at my 9 to 5, and there's times when I had multiple 9 to 5s as well, along with a side hustling. So that is a little bit of who we are. And
hold on, YouTube said they can't hear.
Oh,
so we gotta bring our mics in probably.
YouTube, can you let us know if this is better?
All right, I think we're good.
That's just, yeah, sorry. Yeah, and at Instagram, I think you can hear us. That's a little bit of who we are. And anything else you would add to why the cleaning business?
So there's a few different reasons why we started the cleaning business. So we were evaluating different reasons. We were evaluating different side hustles to do. So if you guys know anything about our story, we watched dogs. We rented out our cars on Turo. We also
worked at the
gym. We had multiple jobs. We also did surveys on the side, which is just online things you do, and you kind of create income that way. And we just wanted to pay off our debt as fast as possible. And we always say the quickest way to dig out of a hole is to create more income, especially when it comes to financially. So we created more income. So the reason we started the cleaning business was we were evaluating different side hustles that we could do. So like we said, we already did a few of them. And we realized that the cleaning business kind of did everything we need to do. It was a low-cost startup. So meaning that we didn't have to put a bunch of money in to get a bunch of money out. So it was under $1,000. It could be done completely remote, meaning we didn't have to go because we already worked our 9 to 5s, and we also had jobs outside of our jobs. So we have to go inside of an office to do the job. We didn't have to go inside anywhere to complete the jobs. We didn't have to leave our home to do the job. And the third reason was essentially it was scalable. So meaning we didn't have to do more physical labor to create higher returns, more income. So those are three of the main reasons that we started it. And I literally found a story about a kid who started a cleaning business. He started a laundry service at his college dorm to pay off some debt. And this was 5 years ago. And I hit him up and he kind of gave me some backstory. And I was like, yo, this is a dope idea. We started doing more digging. We realized there's a whole community of people who were starting local service businesses. So it could be done in any industry. It wasn't just a cleaning business. It could be done in any industry. And essentially, you're working with people who are already established in the business, looking for more work, and you're finding the work for them. So once we learned that we didn't have to actually go out and do the cleanings ourselves, we could just find people who were already great at the job, already doing well, already successful, and just looking for more work. We realized that this might be the opportunity for us.
And with the business, some people would say it's a market saturation, which is a good thing. That means that it's needed, right? So for the rest of our lives, people are going to need their homes cleaned. For the rest of their lives, people are going to get married. For the rest of our lives, people are going to want to get their hair or nails done. All of these type of services are always going to be needed. So it is something that is always going to be needed. And that's why we felt like, okay, we can get into this business. And the cleaning business was our first business. So I won't say that we started it and said like, okay, we're going to get into it and dominate this business. It was just simply like, okay, there's a need. This is something that we can do. And that's why we got into it and continue to work in it, because it is a need and constantly will be a need. Even through COVID, there was a need for it, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and our goal wasn't to come in, like she said, to dominate. Our goal was just to pay off like one bill. Mm-hmm. And that was our goal. It was like literally, if we just pay off one extra bill every single month, then this business does what it's supposed to do. If you start something that helps you pay off one bill, let me know if that's helpful for you. Drop a yes in the chat if that's helpful for you. Because that was like where we started. It's like our goal was just to pay off just one bill. So whether it's a cell phone bill, whether it's a cable bill, whether it's a car note, some people, whether it's your mortgage, whatever it may be, our goal was just to pay off one extra bill every single month, because we were already doing these other jobs. So once you realize that we could pay off more than one bill, it became extremely helpful for us. That was like where we started at, and we kind of did some digging. You want to go into that?
What do you mean?
It's like market research and stuff like
that. Yeah, sure.
So one thing Janoka said was like market saturation. That's something that we hear all the time, is like, oh, what if this business goes out of style? And we say, if you help people do two things, if you help people make money, or if you help people save time, you will always be in business, right? If you help people make money or you help people save time, you will always be in business. So with our cleaning business, you are helping people save time so that they have the ability to go out and make more money for themselves. Like, you're not selling a clean house, you're essentially selling more time.
Freedom.
You're selling freedom. You're selling getting your day back, your time back. And that's something that it becomes priceless at some point, because the more time you get back in your life, the more time you can spend with family, the more time you spend with friends, the more time you can spend with kids, or the more time you have to go and make yourself more income. So when we realized that we were helping people save time, that was another mindset. That's another mindset shift that happened for us, is that we're out here helping people do what they need to do in their lives. So it became more than just paying a few extra bills here and there. And market saturation, like you said, there are 1 million cleaning businesses in your area. If you go down the bread aisle, we say this all the time. You go down the bread aisle, there's 1 million loaves of bread. Rihanna came out with a makeup. I think
a makeup line.
A makeup line. I think Kylie has a makeup line.
Kim has a makeup line.
Kim has a makeup line.
If you go in Sephora, Ulta, all of them, there's tons of makeup lines. There's tons of red lip, but there's a reason you go with that. Whatever brand it is, NARS or Armani, whatever red lip you go with, or black shadow, eyeshadow, whatever. All of the makeup lines have the same exact thing. No one is inventing anything new. But for whatever reason, you go with a specific brand. So it's the same thing when it comes to the cleaning business. There's going to be, for those that are interested in starting a cleaning business, there's going to be tons of cleaning businesses in your area. Maybe there's none. Who knows? I don't know where you live. There's going to be a lot, but that shouldn't stop you from starting your business because you're standing out for whatever reason.
And a few things we did to kind of figure out if this is kind of like something for us. We was like, all right, if we go into this business, what is the worst case scenario? We said the worst case scenario is it doesn't work and we spend $1,000 or so, we lose $1,000, but we get the experience to start something else. That's exactly what we said. It's like we go in, worst case scenario, this doesn't work, and we go in to figure out something else. So it wasn't the end of the world for us. We knew that it wasn't going to be our last thing we started, but it had to be our first thing. And fortunately enough for us, it did really well. 5 years later, we've done over $1 million in the cleaning industry. But when we first started, our goal was just to get maybe a couple of cleanings a week. Our goal was just to get 5 to 7 cleanings a week. So it wasn't like we were out here trying to save the world or change the game. We just said, you know what? We'll come in and get our small slice of the industry and use that to pay our bills. Like that was the end goal for us. So we were able to do that. We realized that this business could be something more than just exactly what it was.
Sorry, I was dropping something. Let me see. Do you want to answer one of these questions first, or?
Yeah, if you guys have any questions as we go along, drop it in chat. Audio's delayed. Yeah, that's what it's going to be on YouTube.
No, I think that was before. That was before.
And as we go along, we'll definitely answer questions.
Want to answer it now, or?
Okay.
We'll answer this now before we move. Oh, that's weird. It disappeared. Maybe, I guess the person, maybe they deleted. Maybe we answered it already. So that's a bit about our story, why we started the cleaning business, and reasons why we continue to do it. So we want to, go ahead. Okay. Oh, now I was going to get into our first few jobs and how we got our jobs and how it went, because a lot of people have that question. So when it comes to,
actually, before you get to that,
okay,
because I know some people are like, how do I even know this is for me too? So the other thing is that we didn't know that this is going to be for us. You don't really know what's going to be for you when you first start. You're like, at the end of the day, your goal is just to figure it out. So somebody asked, I already have my cleaning business. Would this course be a good fit for me? If you're doing over 50 to 60,000 a month in revenue, you're not cleaning yourself, then this course is probably not for you.
If you answer the question?
Yeah, I think I did.
So the question is, are you cleaning for yourself? If the answer is yes, then this course is for you. Are you making $50,000 to $60,000 a month? If the answer is no, then this course is for you. So I guess you would just have to answer that. So most of the people that have come on and say they have a cleaning business, is the course for them. Most of the time they are still doing the cleaning themselves. So we would say definitely the course is for you, because this is to show you how to work on the business and not in the business.
And that's another thing too, is that we had a lady just join our community. She was in the cleaning business, the industry, for 14 years. And she was like, well, this is kind of changed the game for me, because now my mindset is different. Now I know what tools and resources to have that I didn't have when I first started. So it's definitely for you then. So like I said, we knew that our goal was just to try this thing out. So people were like, oh, is this for me? We had no idea if this is going to be for us. Sometimes it's like, I still don't know if this is for us, right? We've been in the business for 5 years, and we knew that our goal was to just come in, pay one bill, and kind of get to that next level in our lives. So that was kind of like what I want to answer before we get to the next
part. Oh, okay. I don't know if that person, are you answered it?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So the question is, what's the best way to get a spouse on board with helping your business? That's a good question. I don't know that you can get someone. I guess you can get somebody on board. Let me rephrase that. I think that the person needs to be open to it in some extent. Like only you know your spouse, only you know what information you can provide to them to help them to feel comfortable about what it is you want to do. It doesn't even have to just be the cleaning business. Whatever it is you want to do, only you know what would be helpful for them, what information you need to provide. So when we first started the business, Anthony brought it to me. I don't know. We started in November of 2017. I think he brought it to me originally maybe in the summer of 2017. And I said no. I was like, we're not doing a cleaning business. I don't know if we mentioned this, but the cleaning business was our first business ever. Like, we never even spoke about doing a business. Absolutely not. So then he knew that for me, I need to have all the information. I need to have all the information to know what it is that we're doing, why we're doing it, how much money we have to put up, things like that. So
potential return.
I think you need to know what your spouse needs to feel comfortable, because I don't know that you can completely convince somebody if they're not interested at all, but they probably need to see the value of it. So showing them what the value of whatever it is you're wanting to do would be helpful. So
that's exactly what we did. When I first was thinking about the idea of a cleaning business, I first didn't have the idea of I didn't bring the full story. I didn't bring the full picture to you. It was like, all right, we're gonna do this business, and you're like, absolutely not, like you said. But when I broke down all right, what is going to take? We're not gonna have to clean. Here's how we're gonna grow. Here's how we can potentially scale. Here's like the immediate goal. Here's the long term goal. You had more of a clear picture of it. And I think when you're trying to get a spouse on board with any idea you're doing, you have to get them to see the vision that you have in your head. Because most of the time, if you're anything like me or you're anything like a visionary, they have like there's two types of entrepreneurs. You have a visionary and you have an implementer, essentially. So I'm a visionary. I'm the type of person that has the ideas, but you also need someone that's going to implement those ideas. So the visionary just has this grand idea. They have no idea how they're going to accomplish it sometimes. So a lot of times we just have to break down what that vision is, and hopefully get the person to see and understand what your vision is. Writing it down, sometimes kind of breaking it down in their language, that goes a long way too.
Was there another question here? I want to make sure. Okay. Do you want to answer over here first before we move on? Oh, sorry.
Sure.
So question was, are you able to break down your business model? To be transparent, it's probably easier to understand. Our business model is similar to Uber, Airbnb, Lyft, all of those companies, Handy, where we are the middleman and we connect the contractor to the client. That's simply how we run our business. So the customers book us online, then our contractors go out and do the job. They get a percentage, we get a percentage. That's it. I mean, and I can't say it any more simpler than that, but that's how our business model is.
Pretty well.
Yeah. If that needs further clarification, let me know. But I think that's understandable. So we spoke about why the cleaning business and how we got into it. Like we said, it was really to pay off debt. And with, when you're starting a business or when you're starting anything, be it a side hustle, anything like that, finding out your why or your reason behind it is very helpful for us. And that is something that we speak about at the beginning of the course, like really knowing what your why is before you continue on. Because then when the times get hard, because they will, you're able to remind yourself or stick to it or whatever the case may be. So knowing your why is important, and that's something that we really focus on. So you don't just jump into it and just say like, I'm gonna do it because I saw it on Instagram. Or I'm gonna do it because I saw this person have this big return, right?
And that's something that we see all the time. We'll hop on Instagram live. Like we did a live with Jeremy the other day, and
one of our students.
He took Cleaning Business University. He did 100K in 8 months. So people will get on Instagram live. They get on YouTube. They get excited because we have the testimonials. We have the proof. You see us doing. You see our students doing it, and then you get excited about it. You're like, oh my God, I want to get into this business. But then when things get hard, the first thing you do is quit. Most of the times you're just gonna quit because you didn't really want to do it in the first place.
Yeah.
You get excited, you think it's just gonna be all roses, you think it's gonna be all rainbows when you first start. But you're gonna get in, you're gonna experience that first headache. You're not gonna be able to find that contractor immediately, you're not gonna be able to find that employee immediately, or however you want to run your business, and you go back, this is not for me. When in actuality, it could have been for you, but you were too busy just jumping in because you saw the rainbow, you saw the excitement behind Jeremy after eight months, but you didn't hear the part when he said, I want to quit probably every month. Right? So you kind of see that, you think about it, but then you just jump in. So think about what is the reason you want to start this. Like I said, our reason was just pay off some bills. We had $114,000 of debt, and our goal was to pay that off. So our goal, we saw our vision every single day. That board back there that you see,
that we are debt free, 114.
That was on our refrigerator. That board was on our refrigerator. We saw it every single day. Every time I went out the house to go to the office to work, we saw that board. Every time I came home, we saw that board. We had a thermometer on our fridge as well that said, all right, we got 140, whatever. I think we got it down to half at that point. And every time we paid off some debt, we just colored it in some more. So we saw our goal every single day. So every time you want to quit something, you're like, you know what? My goal is bigger than this business right here. I'm not going to let this angry customer piss me off enough to quit my business. I'm not going to let finding a contractor or employee or whatever it may be piss me off enough to quit this business. Like, you got to keep going. You got to have a strong reason as to why you want to do something before you get started. Okay. All right, cool. We're going to jump to the next part. So we're going to talk about our jobs a little bit. We're going to talk about our jobs. So we're going to talk about, we launched on Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day was this week, 5 years ago is when we launched our cleaning business. We launched on Thanksgiving Day. But we're going to talk to you about the lead up before we even got there. The question that comes up all the time is like, do you find people to do the jobs first? Or do you get the jobs first?
So unless you plan to go out and clean yourself, then the answer is that you need to find people to do the job. Because if you start to market your business and people will book you because maybe you're new here, but we say finding the customers will be easy. Getting the clients will be the more difficult part. But if you market yourself and a client books you, then who is going to do the job if you don't have someone available? That's it. That's how you figure out who you need to hire first. And we then, on top of that, we kind of say you should have maybe 2 people before you get started. But having one is fine. But having maybe 2 people will be best because, like us, our first booking, the person canceled on us. Our first booking, the person canceled on us. So that will be an example of why you should have more than one contractor or more than one person available to do a job just in case. But we have known many students that went on to go ahead and just work with one person, and it's worked out. But our suggestion would be is to have 2 people just in case. So the first job we went live, if you will, on Thanksgiving Day. On Black Friday, we booked a client through Thumbtack. I was about to say Thumbtack. Through Thumbtack, which is a platform where you can market your services at. Market any service-based business that you may have. We went on to market on there and we booked a client the next day of going live. So one of your questions here today is, how quick can I get a client? The next day. That's my answer. The next day. Because it happened for us the next day. And we've had students that said in 1 week they booked 10 clients, in 1 week they booked 2 clients, things like that. So you can find someone the next day. But we also had our contractor cancel on us, which we didn't do the booking the next day, but we got a client the next day.
So we're talking about how we found that first client.
Yeah, Thumbtack.
So Thumbtack is one of the platforms that we use early on. So if you guys don't know, Thumbtack is pretty similar to how we run our business. So you as a business owner could post your business on there, and potential clients go on and find people to do the jobs. And Thumbtack matches you with the person to do the job with yourself. So that's kind of that's where we marketed our business early on. So they found us on Thumbtack. And we also say before you get on any of these platforms, make sure you get reviews. So we had at least 10 reviews on Thumbtack. People just saying, hey, you know what? The website looks good. I know the owners personally, great customer service, blah, blah, blah. Because Thumbtack allowed you to do up to 10 reviews. That's kind of how we got our first jobs. And also on nextdoor.com, which is another free platform that you could use. Robin.
No, sure.
Another free platform that you could use to post your job and find jobs. So we found our first jobs from those platforms, Thumbtack and Nextdoor. And Nextdoor is free, but Thumbtack, they charge you per click or something like that. So we use those platforms early on when we first started. And that first job literally came the next day. We were booked the next day. We found our contractor and essentially matched them. And that was it. But
I was trying to post a link in here.
What link? But like she said, they actually called out on that first job.
I got it. Oh, you got it. Okay. So you were saying the first job. So I want to talk about the first job because many people, they're like, oh, I want to do exactly what you guys did, et cetera, et cetera. So we went live on Thanksgiving Day, got the first job. Then we connected the contractor to complete the job the following week. And everything was fine until maybe 12 hours before the person was supposed to be at the job. The person canceled on us. So as you can imagine, we've had our students in our community say on the first job, they've had cancellations as well. That feeling it's unexplainable. The feeling is horrible of what do I do at this point, right? So what we did and what we suggest as well was went on Facebook, see if we found any local cleaning businesses in the area to see if anybody can take the job. Because like I said, it's under 12 hours of when this job is supposed to happen. And we went on to see, can anybody take this job for us? And we found someone that actually could go out and take the job. So we had a contractor cancel on us, never work with that person again because it was the first job. And it was like, okay. And we went on to find somebody else and they were able to take the job and complete the job. But it wasn't so easy, right? The job, when they got there.
So we get to the job itself. So she mentioned another key point there. Like we found them in a Facebook group. So Facebook groups, local Facebook groups in your area are going to be key, is going to be clutch. So posting your job ads, posting however you find your people in local Facebook groups is a clutch. It's essentially clutch. So make sure you're part of your local Facebook groups to help you find people. So that's another gem that you guys could take away too.
So like I said, we found someone to do the job, thankfully, because a lot of times, as you know, if you're in the business, it's very hard to find someone the night before. We found someone to do the job. They went to the job and they did a great job, but it was only in Texas, I feel. There was a whole farm in the backyard of this job.
A literal farm.
We can't make this thing up. So when they got there, they're texting us like, oh, it's a lot of hair everywhere. And then they saw that there was a farm in the back. All of this is our first job, our first cleaning business we launched, and we're excited, and this is what we're dealing with. So for those of you that has dealt with it or you're worried about what do I do, trust me, when you're in the moment of it, you pivot and you get it done. That's all you can do. There's nothing else you can do. That's all you can do. This person, we found them on Facebook and they went to do a job. They did a great job, but at our first job, there was a farm in the backyard. Don't ask me where in Texas that was, where in Dallas that was, but that's the real deal of how this business can go at times.
That was actually in Carrollton too.
Oh, was it?
Now that I think about it, yeah. Now that I know Texas. It was far from us where we live.
Oh, where we live.
And now I think about it now. So that's another thing too. So being able to pivot in business is going to be extremely important, especially when you first start, because I know it's gonna be extremely hard. And again, this goes back to finding your why. Because most of the people is like, yo, you know what? I ain't gonna do this. And we, like you said, we spoke to Jeremy. He's like, I want to quit every single month, but if I quit, I don't know what the future holds. So I got to keep going and play this thing out to see what the future holds for me. So being able to pivot, especially early on, is extremely important for you to get to that next level. Because like I said, we found them in a Facebook group. Now we found a new person to work with, and they were reliable because they were like, this job is literally a pigsty. And we're not talking about like a figurative one. We're talking about a literal pigsty with a pig in the back, a farm in the back. We're talking about hay. And they didn't have horses or nothing like that, but literally pigs, chickens in the backyard, and about 4 dogs. They sent the pictures and videos like, Anthony, these are literal farm animals. And we're like, yo, you think about farm? You think farmhouse, like, right? No, literal farmhouse in the back of the actual home. So they went to the job and they did an excellent job. And they became one of our first partners.
Yeah. And so that was our first job. To this date, we're 5 years in the business, over 1,000 cleanings, and we have only, us two, we've done 3 jobs ourselves, not by choice, but I guess it was by choice. We've only done 3 jobs ourselves because Anthony said, let's go out there and see how it is. Now, would I ever say to do that? No. And all of our students that join our program, we don't suggest that you do that unless you love to clean.
We've done over 6,170 jobs.
Okay, so we've done over 6,000 jobs. We've cleaned 3 of them in one weekend because we're like, let's just try it out. He said that. I didn't say that. Let's just try it out, and we won't do that again. Let's be clear. It's a very strenuous job, if you will. So that's just to show you this is a business that you do not have to clean at all. We teach our students to do it so that you do not have to clean at all. We do have some students that go on and say that they don't mind it, which is totally fine. That's up to you. It's your business. But the way that we teach is for you to work on the business and not in the business. If you are working in the business, it is hard for you to grow and scale your business. If I'm out on a cleaning and people are calling me, then how am I going to be able to answer the phone call or return a lead and things like that? I'm going to be delayed in doing those things. So we teach you how to work on the business. Did you want to?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, of course. So when we talk about that first job, and we talk about we've done actual 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and she said, I wanted to see how it was.
I don't know why.
This is probably our first 2 months into the business. I was like, let's just see how it was. And it's not something that we are good at. So it's like, I don't want you to do something that you're not good at, right? I want you to focus on the parts that you're good at. If you're great at customer service, focus on the customer service. If you're great at marketing, focus on the marketing. If you have great people skills, focus on the people. Focus on the people that you work with. Focus on your clients. Like, focus on the things that you are good at. So I want you guys to think about that when you're starting your business, no matter what it is, to focus on the things that you're good at and not the things that you want to get good at.
There was a question there, or? Okay, let me see. So that's something you would have to email Litry. You should email them to deal with what you're dealing with. What else was there that we want to talk about? So our first few jobs, our highest paying job, posting a lot of before and afters. So I know a lot of people talk about, when you're starting out, how do I get ahead? How do I, deal with it's just the beginning. So our first thing is you have a home that you live in generally, or a home, apartment, you live somewhere, right? You can do before and afters when you're cleaning, right? There's dishes and then there's not. You can do a before and after there. You can do, if you're cleaning your bathroom or a friend or family is cleaning their bathroom, ask them to just take before and after pictures. No one knows whose home it's attached to. So it's not like we're going to be like, oh, that was Susan's house. It was dirty, right? We won't know. So you can start somewhere. We just want to kind of speak on, these are our first few jobs, how we got started, how we started rolling through and feeling comfortable to then continue to market ourselves, because we do everything online. So before and afters are, I want to say, bread and butter. Like, it's needed for our business because everything is marketed online. And to add to that, okay, cool.
I wasn't sure where you would go. I wasn't sure what that one was.
Oh, no. Just about before and afters and our messiest job.
So imagine if you guys, we talking about like online marketing. So like she said, we market our business solely online. We don't do any door-to-door. We don't do any cold calls.
Online presence.
We focus mainly online. So when you're starting, no matter what business you have, you should have an online presence. You should have some sort of, especially if you are a local service-based business, meaning you have something in a central something in a location that can only be done physically in person in that location. So a local service-based business. So lawn care, hair care, pool cleaning, handyman, any sort of local service-based business, you should be online. If you do photographs and you only do photographs in one area, you should have a online presence, meaning that people can go online, find out who you are, number one, find out what you do, how can I pay you, and what does your service actually look like? So meaning like the before and afters, these things should be on your website. Your reviews should be online. You should be able to go to somebody's online presence, type in their name, and find out their reviews, meaning your social proof. How do clients feel about your booking or your services? How do they feel about, before they booked you or after they booked you? Now, you can't please every single customer, which we know for a fact. There are some, especially in a business like this, these clients are very, I'll just say
entitled.
I'll say we have a lot of Karens in a business like this.
No, a lot of people are entitled. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people are entitled in a business like this, right? They're like, oh my God, I'm getting my house cleaned. And it's like, you can't please everyone. And once you understand that, your goal should just try to solve the problem as best as you could and kind of go about your day. We know for a fact that you can't solve everybody's problems, but do the best you can. And if you know that was the best you could do, then hey, you sleep good at night. So those are some things you think about, especially early on, and you're going to get that negative review. That negative review is going to happen. You cannot stop that, especially with that client that you cannot please. So just brace for it. And how do you respond to that negative review is how other customers are going to view your business. If they're nasty to you, you do not be nasty to them. You respond, you say, hey, I take ownership. If you ever decide to come back, I'll grace you with, a free cleaning or whatever it may be. Just try to solve that as best as you can, especially on a public forum, because that's how other clients are going to see your business. That's how they're going to know if you are a good business owner or you are a shitty one. Like that's kind of what they're looking at when it comes to those reviews. Because I know I look at negative reviews from time to time. I want to see, how did you respond? I know you can't please everybody because I'm in the business. I'm in the industry of serving people. So I understand that. So I want to know, how is you as a business owner solve those problems?
Let's see. What else did we want to speak about? If you're just joining us, we spoke about why we started in the cleaning business, essentially to pay off our $114,000 of debt, which we did in 23 months. And we're speaking about like our first few jobs and what that looked like. We got our first few jobs from Thumbtack. We had a contractor ready for the first job. She canceled on us. We found somebody else because, as you know, we speak about finding contracts being the most difficult part. And having the online presence online is what allow people to book us, because people need to feel comfortable. I'm not booking anyone that doesn't have any reviews. I'm very sorry. So I'm gonna need some pictures, some reviews, something like that. And I think also our customer service and how we show up is also what helped us to continue to get people, because people will leave reviews about that. People will also go on to tell others, oh, this is how they responded to me, or this is what they provided for me. So these are things that we would suggest when it comes to starting the business, and making sure that you're following up to get that feedback, good or bad. I know sometimes it's like you don't really want to hear that bad of what happened, but you need to get that feedback about what what you're doing well, what you're not doing, how you can improve, et cetera, et cetera. So those are some of the things that we wanted to touch on why the cleaning business and how we got our first few jobs and how you can do the same.
Yeah, our goal when we first started, like we said, was just to get a few cleanings a week. Like we said, if we get 5 to 7 cleanings a week when we first start, like that's the goal right now. And we started now we do 50, 60 plus at this point. But that was the goal when we first started, just to get a few cleanings under our belt, a few a few people to trust us enough to let us into their homes, let us clean their homes. And now we've gone through and done over 6,000 jobs. We've had over 40, 50 people to work with us over the course of these 5 years. And everybody's not going to stick with you. You can't solve every problem, but your goal as a business owner is just to keep going. I know sometimes you kind of get into these ruts. You're like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. It's difficult. But our goal was just to keep going every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year. And now we are 5 years in. We've done over $1 million in business. We've taught students, and we started teaching the stuff that we've learned. Our students have done over $4 million in the cleaning industry in less than 2 years. Mm-hmm. They've opened cleaning businesses in 35 plus states. So if we didn't keep going, where would our students be? Where would we be? We wouldn't even be here talking about this stuff. Who knows where we would be? But our goal was just to keep going every single day. And now we are 5 years in, celebrating this week.
Yep.
On launching 5 years ago with just an idea. And we taught hundreds, if not 1,000 students. 6,000.
No, thousands, over 2,000 students.
Over 2,000 students. We've changed the lives of many people that we've worked with, many people that's come across us. So our goal was just keep going every single day.
And currently, our course, Cleaning Business University, is the lowest that it will ever be.
Yeah.
If you don't know, it is 50% off right now. And that is not the price it will continue to be. I know some people have asked, how long is it going to maintain this way? The price will continue to go up. So if you are interested in Cleaning Business University, you can go ahead and get the course there. And we also have a community. We have a paid community, which I think is the icing on the cake, where we have over 200 students in there that are starting their cleaning business, that are 2 years in, 5 months in, 1 month in,
14 years in.
14 years in, just spreading the knowledge. And we hop on Q&A once a month, and we have other people come in the group and speak. So that's available as well for those that say, if I get the course, if I have questions, where do I go on from there? Our paid community is where you can go on from there. But currently, Cleaning Business University, it is 50% off right now. So if you're interested, you should join and tap in so we can see you on the other side.
Yeah, Cleaning Business University is an A to Z curriculum of how you can grow and scale your 6 or 7 figure cleaning business without cleaning any houses. We teach you everything we know in terms of hiring, in terms of marketing, in terms of scaling, in terms of advertisement, in terms of customer service. We teach you everything that we've learned over the course of these 5 years. And like you said, the community is just icing on the cake. So you guys can check it out. If you got any questions, let us know. We will be live again tomorrow.
Yes, we will be live again tomorrow.
We will live on YouTube. We'll be live on Instagram Live. Our goal is just continue to share the stories, answer questions. And again, this is our 5-year celebration. So since we don't have a physical storefront, everything's online. We're celebrating online 5 years in our business from just an idea, over $1 million later, hundreds, if not 1,000 plus lives change. And
that's it.
That's it.
Hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday evening. Enjoy the rest of your week.
All right, guys. Peace. Have a good night.
Okay.